What's going on today, guys? It's been a while since I've talked to you. I've been waiting for this car to come out of the shop. There were a lot of parts that we had to order from the factory and they took quite a while to get here. So first of all, the car is here. So I got this car back from the shop. They had it for quite a while because it needed a wheel bearing, it needed some upper control arms, some bushings. I had them do the compression test on the motor. The compression came back really good. We replaced all the spark plugs, we changed the oil, we changed the transmission fluid, the differential fluid. We did a ton of things to this car to make it track worthy, and now I want it to look a little bit better because it's a gorgeous car. The paint scheme on it right now looks pretty good, but I'm going to go wrap it the way that I want the car. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. This car only has 12,000 miles on it. 12,000. I thought, I didn't know how much it had on it. You can't really look it up in the odometer or on the dash. There's a lot of different screens on this car, but I couldn't find it. So ultimately I had Makes and Models plug it in. It had 12,062 miles or something. And the cool thing about this car was it was actually owned by the guy that owns Dream Racing in Las Vegas. It was his own personal car. He had about a fleet of 10 of these Challenge Gt3 cars built for his fleet. This was his personal car. It never raced or anything like that. It was just his track toy. So it went from him to Strad and now to me. We're gonna doll it up, make it the way that I want it to look. I don't necessarily need another race car right now because I've got my ST4 350Z and I've got a Spec Z 350Z because Nationals is coming to Salt Lake next year and I want to be able to run both of these cars the same day, 2 different races. I also have this car and I'm not sure that I need 3 race cars. I definitely can't drive 3 of them at once, and I think somebody else out there might like this car more than me. Not sure yet. I'm going to jump in the car. I'm going to drive it over to the vinyl shop. We're gonna have them wrap it. You guys tell me what you think. All right, guys, this car is loud. It is super loud. I had a Super Trofeo Stradale that was straight piped. It was louder than the race car version of the Lamborghini Super Trofeo. This is the loudest car I've ever been around in my life. This cold start is nuts. Hopefully you guys can check it out and see what you think. Alright guys, so I just got a call. The Ferrari just finished getting wrapped and I'm headed over to pick it up right now. So the 430 just got wrapped and this thing looks absolutely sick. I'm so stoked. These guys did such a good job. I'm over here at Vinyl Works in Woods Cross, Utah, and I couldn't be happier. So we're driving the 430 Challenge car back to the shop. This thing is a hoot to drive, guys. This thing is such a good car. This thing really doesn't like driving on the street for the fact that any dip and corner you really need to take at a very sharp angle. But I'll be able to make it back to the shop. I've just got the car back from the shop, got it wrapped. We did this Dragon red 3M film with some gold stripes right down the center. Now this car has what's called the Scuderia GT3 body on it, so this front bumper is actually almost identical to a Scuderia front bumper. It just has a little bit wider opening here for this front splitter. It's a carbon front splitter. They got carbon Kevlar front bonnet. We've got the carbon Kevlar wide body front end here, so we've got the air to be able to pass through for aerodynamics. The full race cage, we've got carbon door panels. Just overall a really neat car, and yeah, this thing's going to be a hoot on the track. Got the rear diffuser. It's a carbon rear diffuser. This car has air jacks, so you throw air to it, lifts the car up to be able to service it, take the wheels off, things like that. Car only has 12,062 miles according to the ECM. It had about a 63% clutch life left. So all in all, a car that you can pretty much just throw on track and go enjoy it. I think this wrap turned out excellent. I'm really happy with it. These guys that laid the wrap on the car did such an excellent job. There are little like nooks and crannies that I had no idea how they would do it, and you know, coming all the way up into here, they did such a fantastic job wrapping this car. Now, one of the cool things that I like about the challenge cars is, you know, race cars can be a little intimidating. Some of them have full-on starting procedures and all that stuff. But the 458 challenge car that I had in this 430 challenge car is pretty simple. You've got your battery on-off switch right here. You've got your ignition. You've got your start button. There's no clutch to start or stop or anything like that as an F1 transmission. So you just start the car and you're able to put it in gear and drive. So all you have to do is pull back, work first gear, lightly tap the throttle, and the car engages, you know, the clutch engages, and you get going. Now, these race cars have a very crappy turning radius, and they do that so that you don't destroy all the venting and things like that in the front end for the brake system. But it's also kind of unnecessary to be able to lock the wheel very far. Now, of course, the fun thing about this car is when it gets warm enough is to rev it up a little bit. But as you can see, we're only at 55 water temp, so we're not quite warm enough. I'm going to let it warm up a little bit more, and we'll give it some revs.